All right, this is the second review lesson that we are going to be covering for our middle school A course. Last time we looked at multi-digit addition, and in this lesson, we're going to talk about multi-digit subtraction, including everybody's favorite, borrowing. Right? So I'm going to kind of set up my screen and from some of the things that we looked at last time. I'm going to go ahead and scratch paper. Let's pick a scratch paper color for my thing. I'm going to add me a scratch paper zone on the side. That way I have options and all the things. So here we go. Let's do example 1. We're going to jump straight in with examples just like we did in the last video. So let's start out with something fairly straightforward, kind of like what we did last time. Let's do 57 minus 5. Okay, so we're doing it the same way we did with addition. We're just going to go columnar. Is that the word? I don't know. Something by columns, right? Up and down. So 7 minus 5. So can we take away 5 from 7? Well, yes, we can. If we have 7 and we take 1, 2 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away, we end up with 2. There it is. Now you can see me. Now you see me, right? And so we can. So we just do 7 minus 5 is 2. And then 5 minus nothing. You can either add that 0 in there, or you can just leave it as long as it's lined up. But again, if you have trouble keeping everything lined up, you can turn your paper sideways, like I said, whatever else. But if you have trouble with that, then you may want to add this 0 in front, just to keep everything organized and neat. So 5 minus 0 is still 5. So the answer to this little problem is 52. No big deal, right? Let's do another one. Let's do one where we actually have to borrow this time. How about we do a 3-digit and a 2-digit? We're going to kick it up a couple notches. Let's do 132 minus 48. Okay. So this time when we look at it, we look and we say, okay, I can't take away 8 from 2, not and keep it positive. We'll talk about negatives later this year, but for now, I can't do that, right? I can't do that at all. So I've got to borrow first. So we're going to borrow. We're going to borrow from this one. So this is the units place. So we're going to borrow from the tens place. So we're going to take 30 out. We got to remember to turn this into a 2, which is actually a 20, and then we bring a whole 10 over there, right? Going to change that to a 2, put a little 1 right there. So this turns into 12, right? That's how we're going to do it. So 12 minus 8, we got to go across that 10. However you like to remember it, the way I think about it in my head is I think about, okay, how many are above that 10 and how many are below. So 2 plus the 2 up here plus the 2 down there adds to 4. That's how I think about it. Some of you kind of just skip count in your head. There's all kinds of different ways to think about it in your head and whatever else. And the more you practice it, the more it's just going to be natural and come quick, right? So 12 minus 8 is, in fact, 4. Make sure you're changing your colors, all the things. So we can't take away 4 from 2 either, so we got to borrow again. So we're going to borrow from this 1, turning it into a 0, which turns this into a 12, right? 12 minus 4 is 8. So we've got 8. And all we're left with over here in the hundreds place is just a 0. 0 minus 0 is still 0, right? So here we go. There is our answer. We're done with that. Let's do at least one more. Make sure we're good to go. So let's do an example 3. Example number 3. Let's do 5,000. Actually, I just thought of something that we need to practice that I might have forgot. Let's do 50,000. 28. We got these couple of zeros. That's what we're needing to practice. When we got zeros in a row, what do we do with that? It's not the bottom. We'll show you in a second. Okay, so we're going to subtract. Let's make this example that we're doing together on the challenging end. That way when I give you homework, you have something to refer back to, right? So let's make this, how about 999? 999. Okay, so we're going to start at the beginning. We work from right to left on these problems. I know that's different than the way we read, but that's how we do it. You can do it other ways, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do it using the standard algorithm, right? 8 minus 9, we can't do that. What we got to do? We got to borrow, right? So we're going to borrow from the 2, turn it into 1. This turns into an 18. 18 minus 9 is 9, right? Now, trying to subtract 9 from 1, and we definitely can't do that. We can't borrow from here. There's nothing to borrow. So and then we go here. There's nothing to borrow there either. Oh, no. Oh, there's something to borrow. That works out fine. Okay, so this is the way we're going to walk. We walk until we find something to borrow. We're going to take this and scratch it, right? And this 5 turns into a 4. Now, I'm going to do this all the way. This would turn into a 10, right? But we're trying to borrow all the way back over here. So this, it's not even for me. What is my wife telling me? Oh, let me pause this video. I need to go tell my son something. I will be right back. And I'm back. Okay. They didn't even need me. They had already figured it out. All right, so we were trying to borrow back, right? That's where we were headed. We borrowed from here and gave it to this one. But we need to give something to this one. So we're going to turn this 10. If we take 1 away from 10, it turns into a 9. I'm actually going to add even another layer of color here onto this. If you want to do 3 colors, you can do that. Or if you want to just keep it to 2, that's also fine. Whatever is the neatest and the most organized for you. I just want to make sure this is clear on what I'm writing here, right? So we turn this 10 into a 9, and we're going to borrow from the 9 and give it to this guy. No, I'm sorry. I got distracted thinking about colors. We were borrowing from the 10, turning it into a 9, and giving 1 over here. So this 0 here turns into a 10, right? But we were still trying to borrow all the way back to this guy. And so we're going to borrow again. So we're going to take this 10 and we're going to turn it into a 9. So say they just kind of turn into 9s all the way back. You may have been taught to kind of just do it that way. Just kind of give it 9s and then do it. And that's fine. I'm just walking it through step by step by step is what we're doing here. Right? So then we give that 1 to here. So now we've got 11. Now we're good to go. We're all the way back to where we needed to be. 11 minus 9 is 2. Now here, we don't have to do any borrowing, right? 9 minus 9 is just 0. Now again, if you want to add leading zeros in front of here to keep it organized, you can. You don't have to add those. But if you are at all having trouble with keeping your work neat and straight, that is probably a good idea, good practice to do. So 9 minus 0 here is 9, and then 4 minus 0 is 4. So our answer to 50,028 minus 999 is 49,029. Okay. There it is. So it's pretty easy peasy. Borrowing is a little scary, especially when we get zeros in there. We'll get lots of practice. If you're one of my students, we're going to practice this a lot in class, and we're going to continue to do all of that. Probably this is review for most of you, but this is where we are. Okay, so we will see you in the next one. We're talking about multiplication with multi-digits. And y'all have a great day. See you in class, all the things. Do your homework if you're one of my students. If you're not, thanks for joining us anyway. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful one.